Hi, I'm Brian,
And I'm Tina.
and this video we're going to talk about our worst weekend camping. We had several things that just seemed to go wrong, and we were just out of sync of our usual routine.
Yep. You get a routine down, you're used to doing things a certain way, and something throws you off, and this is what can happen.
The first thing that happened was we got backed into our campsite, and we got the truck unhitched, and I'm hooking up our utilities, and Tina calls and says, "Brian, come here." And she's like, "You forgot to double check the refrigerator doors when you shut it off at home." And I'm like, "Why?" And I step in the fifth wheel, and I look back at the kitchen because we have not put the slide out yet because I wanted to get the sewer hose hooked up on our full hookup site, and it's underneath the slide. And there was a dozen eggs had fallen out of the refrigerator because the door came open on our ride to the campgrounds.
And they all broke open and were cracked.
On the carpet and the linoleum floor, and there was even one yolk that went down the furnace register.
Most of it, luckily, was on the linoleum, but picking up egg yolk and egg whites is not an easy thing to do. It doesn't want to get soaked up, and you try to pick it up with your fingers, and it's all ooey gooey like snot. So we had to clean that up.
And then after I got utilities hooked up, I came in, pulled the register cover up, and then had to try to clean the whites and the egg yolk out of the register. So I told her, I said, "Well, when we turn the furnace on this fall, if it starts smelling like fried eggs, it's because there's still something down the register."
Because it broke as he tried to get it out, so the yolk went running a little bit.
But we went through a lot of paper towels trying to clean that mess up. So that was our first thing. Then at the end of the weekend on Sunday, when we were getting ready to leave, it rained while I was dumping the tanks, and Tina was packing up things inside, and we were getting ready to go. So we hooked the truck up, and I told her, I said, "Why don't you pull the fifth wheel forward off of the leveling boards, since it had just rained, and I would pick them up because the bottom ones would be muddy. That way she wouldn't have to. Normally I pull forward and she picks up the planks."
He figured since he was already wet, he'll just stay out there. I was all pretty dry.
Right, and I'd got most everything on the exterior put away. So she starts to pull the truck forward slowly because I told her pull forward slowly, and I turned around and I'm like, hold it!" Because we still had our electric cord plugged into the pedestal, which was behind the camper, not beside it, behind it. And she got stopped in time for me to get it unplugged. And we averted a catastrophe, but we would have probably ripped the pedestal right out of the ground, which there was people behind us hooked up to. And so being that we were kind of out of sync on doing things and stuff and doing things out of order, because normally I leave it plugged in to lower and raise the camper up off the truck. And so because I had not remembered to check and make sure that the power cord was put in. So that was our second thing that went wrong, was we almost ripped the power cord out of the pedestal or off the camper. And then the third thing happened when we got home. We got the camper backed in the driveway fairly quick compared to normal, didn't have to move it too much. And so I got the hitch pulled loose, put the leveling jacks down, raised the camper up, undid the brake cable, undid the power cord that was plugged into the truck, and I pulled the truck forward and got the hitch kingpin probably about 6 inches out of the hitch, and for some reason I got to thinking about something else. So I stopped the truck. Now you gotta understand, I back in off the road and my truck's sticking out in the road. But I got out of the truck, put it in drive, walked around for whatever I was thinking about, and then I got to thinking, it's like, well, I ought to unlock the door and put the steps down so Tina can start unloading the camper after she hooked up the power and everything in the house. And I came back around the fifth wheel to get back in the truck, and I'm like, oh, I got everything unhitched. So I flipped up the tailgate of the truck and shut it on the truck. Climbed in the pickup truck, and I'm thinking, okay, I got to get this thing out of the road from blocking the road. So I gassed the truck, and it went a couple feet, and I heard a loud bang.
And I wasn't around to catch this because I was putting the dog in the backyard, and I was just coming out through the garage, and I heard that sound too, and I'm like, oh no.
So I turned around, jumped out of the truck, and I put a real nice V in my tailgate. My tailgate ended up one side getting ripped loose from the truck, and it had a real nice V shape in it right in the middle. I had forgotten that even though I was out of the hitch, I needed to leave the tailgate down and pull on forward to get past the kingpin. I didn't move the camper, I didn't damage the camper, but sure did damage the truck.
Yep.
So I pulled the truck with embarrassment around to the side of the house and parked it before any of the neighbors might have came out from hearing it. And we just finished getting that fixed this week. We were able to take it to a local body shop here, and they were able to find us a tailgate at a junkyard that was in good shape.
And almost a perfect color match.
And almost a perfect color match, if not perfect. And he put that on for us, and we've got the truck back now today from picking up from him, and we've got another tailgate. But we've been pulling this fifth wheel since about August of 2010, and this is 2018. So I've been pulling this thing for over 7 years, hitching and unhitching, going away, coming back, and I had never done that before. Mm-hmm. It's just, it seemed like my mind was distracted with something, and we were just, things that weekend just didn't seem to go right. We weren't in sync with our normal routines on going camping. We just thought we'd share some of our mistakes to let you know that we're human and we make them too. We're not perfect at RVing. So if you like this video, feel free to watch our other content. And if you hit the subscribe button, then you will get to watch our future videos when they come available. We appreciate you watching and, and subscribing and taking interest in what we're interested in RVing.